Maturity versus ego. What really destroys relationship? That's what I was. That's what I was told. By the way, I have to say relationships because I cannot say relationship. What really destroys it?
You asked yourself a question now.
I asked you a question.
Out of the scene.
I asked you a
The
question.
questions are for you.
For me,
So what do you think ruins more relationships? Immaturity or ego? Honestly. Because immaturity can grow with time, but ego refuses to grow. So I think ego hurts much more than immaturity because you can mature, but if you have an ego,
so you guys will love this, by the way, because whoever has ego will be yelling. This dude has no idea what he's talking about. He is useless. Turn him off. He doesn't have an idea. If he doesn't have an ego, that's a problem. Which I don't use that word. I'm sorry. We're gonna delete that word. But that's an issue actually because most people who have ego, they will never understand that they have ego. They will find excuses to say that it's their driven side, that it's their competitive side, that it's good to be competitive, and they will not go down deep inside.
because usually ego says I don't need to. Ego always thinks that
Not
it's already
usually,
the
all
best,
the time.
always.
All the time.
But maturity says I can do better.
You can pick good people out of our current situation lives, and they will tell you they've reached their full blown potential
Right.
because they were egoistic. I'm not gonna. This is everybody's. This is solely my thought about
But
this.
relationship wise, for example, I think ego would say, you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you back, right? Just to prove I was wrong. But the maturity says you hurt me, but let's figure out why. So that's why people always
My thought is this: if you have somebody in your part in your life who is egoistic and truly egoistic, who has a lot of ego versus action versus leadership versus, because there's a very thin line between leadership and ego. There's this very thin line between putting people down
I
and
also think the real problem with this is that a lot of people mistake ego for strength.
right,
They
right,
think
right.
you're
That's what I
strong,
was trying to
right?
tell you, that at the end of the day, it's a very thin line, and people will tell you, but that's the only way to lead this company. That's the only way to lead this. That's the only way to teach this kid this. If you see that pattern, if it's the only way, I can guarantee you there are a few more ways for it. I can guarantee you that at the end of the day, if you decided to stick with somebody who has patterns of putting you down to raise himself up, or vice versa, putting him down to raise herself up. If you have these patterns that, oh, it's all your fault, it's not my fault, if you have the patterns of, um, uh, step away, let me show you, I'm going to reach you, you have to dive deeper to see where it's coming from. Maybe that is a needed part for the leadership for that moment, and that happens sometimes. But if it's in the family continuously, you could spot right away whose ego is hurting them. And if you if you actually take your 10 close people that you're with and you analyze them by just a few questions, you'll see who has ego, who doesn't. Most of the people who have ego, they will not even hide it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, they're proud of it. That's why, because what I think is they confuse
Right,
strength. So they think I have this big ego.
right.
It has nothing to do with
Right. So my thing is maturity is, I would rephrase it. It's not maturity. It's a willingness to adapt and learn, create, co-create, coexist, move forward, learn through processes, learn through developmental things, navigate with your significant other, navigate with your partners, navigate with your teammates through hard times. in anything: sports, business, marriage, fellowship, doesn't matter. Navigate together without putting each other down. How easy it is to see an ego person? It depends on the situation. How easy it is to compare an ego versus maturity? It's really hard to explain to somebody who has so much ego what is maturity.
Because ego, I think, builds walls, and maturity builds
Right. I mean, that is exactly very well said. I'm going to repeat that. Um, Ego builds walls, and maturity builds bridges. With that one phrase, you could do a lot for anything that you have in life. If you could only cut that phrase out, put it on the wall: ego builds walls, maturity builds bridges. That's it. You've succeeded. You've succeeded because when you're raising your team, when you're telling teammates, I will show you how it's done, great. Possibly leadership. Will you show me while putting me down how you're doing it? Not sure about that. How will you show it to me?
also, I think, why it was a lot of because I think ego can't apologize, but maturity can. Right? So a lot of people with ego, they would never say, but if you're mature
Hmm.
enough, you can always say, I'm sorry. That's how couples stay together, right?
Are you, are you
They say,
referring are
I'm
you
sorry.
referring to our the other night dinner? I never did? Or you just called me egoistic? Oh, all right. So now you guys know.
Maturity, baby. Practice it a little bit.
But so this is to show you that every family has it, by the way. But how are you willing to cross that bridge? How are you willing to sit down and say, I'm sorry? When you say you're sorry, what are you sorry for? Don't just say, oh, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? It's all
Right,
your
like you
fault.
do it all.
Well, I do it?
Sorry,
Uh,
but I was right. Something like that.
I never say I was right. I'll let you to answer the question. But this is how it gets to the point where
Or you
you.
make it sound like it's sorry, but you don't really mean it.
No, that's a previous video.
That's immaturity.
That's a previous
That's
video.
immaturity.
That's a previous video because that's a woman's thought understanding this separately. If you ask me a question,
You're crying on your knees, really apologetic. Like you
ooh,
really mean it.
ooh, you see who
Oh, there's
has
the ego. There's the
you
ego.
see who has ego in our
You
family?
see what happens?
I should be crying on my knees, apologizing, right? There you go. So now
That means you're mature now.
to cry on my
To do
knees.
that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have a video for you one day when we go out to the anywhere, and I'll just drop on my knees and start crying and apologizing. This is not gonna be staged. She won't know when it happens, but I promise you, you will have this recorded. But if you have an ego, work toward maturity. If you have maturity, work towards ego. You know what this one's doing? I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a hidden camera to show you what she's doing. You we don't know. She goes like this. What does
No,
that mean?
just check.
Is that is that
Because I don't know.
right? Everybody, work toward the bridge, maturity. Let the ego go. Like, share, subscribe. Put in the comment. What do you want to hear about mindset? What do you want to hear? How to shift that mindset? What is your challenge with? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What is your challenge that you're having in your day-to-day life, work, business, relationship? How do you think uh, it would be beneficial for us to talk? Like, share, subscribe. We're here for ourselves. We're all growing together. See you. Thank you. Ego, not
AI.
ego, not person.
Egoistic AI.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.